Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Biz Talk with DeAndre. And I'm DeAndre Ford, your host for this evening. We got a great show for you tonight. I got none other than Mr. Jelani Jabari from PDL Solutions, and he's going to share some things with you tonight about his business as a consultant and how you can turn your passion into your very own business, another stream of income. So before we go to that there, I always start out with some affirmations. And like we say each and every time we come on the show, that affirmations changes things. Do you not agree?
I totally agree.
Totally agree. Again, that's why you definitely want to do it yourself, but you also want to have your kids to do it. You want to have your grandkids to do it because it's so important. A lot of times we don't do affirmations or you don't learn affirmations, so you just go through life, and again, life is going to hit you with challenges, obstacles, and it's going to punch us.
Absolutely.
So with these affirmations though, it builds you up. It changes your mind, your mindset. So then those challenges, you go head on to them, through them, keep on going. Again, you might have a little slight detour, but it gets you right back on track. Because again, you got to speak it. And for those who are believers, you know what the word says. So again, you got to speak those words. You can speak negative,
That's right.
it'll come to pass.
That's right.
You can speak truth and positiveness, it'll come to pass.
That's right.
So we're going to go ahead and get into our affirmations right now. And like I said in previous episodes, it's repetition. Again, you can't just say it one time and it's automatic. No, you have to do it over and over. Remember back in the days we played basketball, go to the hoop. Be consistent. Sometimes I'll be seeing you drive to the hoop, layup, you missed it, but then you keep on practicing
That's
and
right.
Practicing. Them layups, they go in.
That's right.
Them jump shots, they go in.
That's right.
Them free throws, again, just like Michael Jordan, one of the greatest. He had to keep practicing.
That's right.
Redundancy over and over and over and over.
That's right.
And again, he missed a whole lot,
That's right.
but he made a whole lot.
That's right.
So we're gonna go ahead and get into some affirmations, and you might have heard these last week or maybe the week before. But we're going to go ahead and repeat them, for you can get them in your spirit. Now today, I am brimming with energy, and I'm overflowing with joy. And that about sums it up for me today. Because we were talking, I was telling you about my job and how busy it was today, and then it's heat, and I'm working in the field. But I had to keep telling myself, today, I'm brimming with energy. I got energy.
That's right.
Even though I was struggling coming down.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I was brimming with energy. I was overflowing with joy. I had a radio show to come and do, a podcast. I had a buddy that, as I was coming here today, I thought about it. We've been knowing each other almost 40 years. So we got history here. So I got, again, we got families. We got businesses. We got work to do. So we don't get to come in contact with each other.
Right.
So I was brimming with joy that I was coming to see Mr. Jelani Jabari today. Then it's the weekend coming up. It's a holiday. So again, you got to psych yourself up and get into that. So again, today I'm brimming with energy and I'm overflowing with joy. The second one, now this is a good one that you should do every day in the mirror, change it around. But my body is healthy. My mind is brilliant. And my soul is tranquil. Tranquility. But again, you got to speak to yourself. With so many people with sicknesses, the cancer,
Yes.
so much stuff going on.
Yes.
Start talking to yourself.
That's
I am healthy. And again, that universe, if you want to believe in the universe, God is hearing you. So things start to change. Your body is healthy. My mind is brilliant. Sometimes I'm like, I'm forgetting stuff. It's getting to be a habit now. Like, no, I got to speak to myself.
Yes.
No, my mind is brilliant.
That's right.
It's still brilliant.
That's right.
It was brilliant back then. It's still brilliant. As I get older and older, it's going to continue to be brilliant. And my soul, tranquil. Peace. Well, sometimes I love going to the water, be it
Yes.
Belle Isle or wherever it
Yes.
is. But that water just brings more tranquility.
That's right.
Peace, where you can focus. So make sure you find you a body of water and you go by there and you just get peaceful. Zen. Another one. I am superior to negative thoughts and low actions. There are a lot of people who are going to go real low.
That's right.
Try to hit you low.
That's right.
Or just do some petty things.
That's right.
But you got to be beyond that.
That's right.
So again, I'm superior to those negative thoughts. No negative thoughts coming in. So you got to speak to your mind and low actions from other people, them petty people out there that's trying to bring you down.
That's right.
Another one. I've been given endless talents, which I began to utilize today. I wanted to maybe one day do a podcast or a radio show. And a few years ago, and then especially everybody would say, oh, you have a nice voice. You need to be on radio. I'm like, then those negative thoughts starts to come in like, nah, they're just talking. No. But then one day I remember a number of years ago, it was my birthday, New Year's Eve, and my pastor couldn't make it to the radio station that day. He was out of town. So he had me to host the radio show. So then my confidence went up. So then I ended up going to another church, and lo and behold, they had me host one of the radio shows.
Wow.
Then I was able to even bring my wife on the show, and we kind of did it together. That was a beautiful thing. But again, you got to start speaking to yourself.
That's right.
So now it's coming to pass where I have my own podcast radio show, Biz Talk with DeAndre,
God is good.
with special gift. Oh, God is good, good, good. He's gooder than good. I can't even come up with a word that describes God.
That's right. That's right.
But for those who believe, and again, you have to look back at what God has done for you. Again, you might be in a situation where it's like, I don't believe my business is going to, take off.
Yes.
Again, you're setting yourself up.
That's right.
But you start looking back as those situations you were in, and God took you out of it. That God changed some things around, put some people in your lives, and started changing. Just like when we get to talk about you and how you were doing what you're doing, teaching and everything, and all of a sudden you changed directions, got into a business where you were still able to help other people,
right.
to help young people that's in your heart.
That's right.
Then God just took you and again made another stream of income for the family.
That's right.
So you got to believe, you got to change your mind, and we definitely going to get into there. I just got maybe 2 more affirmations, then we're going to get to going. All right. Now, this is another one because so many people have unforgiveness. And with unforgiveness comes, that when you're just down, you're feeling down. And then with that unforgiveness, your health issues, going back to that health,
That's right.
That can just take you to a mindset that's negative. Then those cells in your body starts to react. So that unforgiveness is important. So another affirmation that you can say is, I forgive those who have harmed me in my past and peacefully detach from them. And you got to really, after a period of time, it starts to take over because, again, that enemy is there.
That's right.
So it's like, nah, you don't want to take you out of there. Stay mad at them. But while you mad at them, they're continually on with their lives. They're doing what they're doing. They're enjoying life.
That's right.
And now you sitting back with that bitterness,
That's right.
that hurt. Yeah, it doesn't feel good to be used, abused, but you got to let it go. So that's another one. That's very important. The last one that I said here, I forgive those who have hurt me and harmed me in my past. And I peacefully detach from them. Let them go. If they're meant to be in your life, God will bring them back around,
right.
and they'll change their heart. But
That's right.
pray for them.
That's right.
Prayer changes things.
That's right.
And it's real. So that's our affirmation for today. Hopefully you've written them down. If you haven't, look at the replay, write them down, and speak them. Put them, as you're in the mirror. Speak to yourself at your job, at your work. Put it at your desk. But again, even look up some different affirmations. Make up some affirmations. Take some scriptures from your Bible and put it in your desk. And pull them out and just read them. It's for you. So again, I'm just loving Worship Radio International here. And I hear that Facebook is kind of acting up. So I don't know if we're streaming live on Facebook. But if we aren't, you can definitely check us out after the show for the replay on YouTube. Again, it's Biz Talk with DeAndre. And it's under Worship Radio International. You can even check us out there live at worshipradio.faith. Faith. That's a key word there. Faith.
Yes, it
Gotta
is.
have faith.
That's right.
It's got me through a whole lot over the years.
You and I both.
Yes. So now we're going to go ahead and switch gears here. And I got let me see if we find that. Yeah, there it is. But now I want to introduce to you a young man that younger man that I've been knowing over almost 40 years. We grew up down the street, and just like brothers. I was a big brother. Went off to college, and then you came right behind me. Went to college. Even remember calling me sometimes because we didn't have like the text and all that stuff. Right. So you called me different little issues and everything, and we would talk. And now I look at it. We both got families, children, beautiful wives supporting us.
That's right.
And again, with a business, it helps to have a supportive partner.
Absolutely.
That helps a lot.
Huge.
So we're going to go ahead and get in it. Now, what's the name of that business? I had a hard time pronouncing it at first. I'm like, let me just call it PDL Solutions. Pedagogical.
DeAndre, appreciate the opportunity, first of all. The name of the business is Pedagogical Solutions.
Pedagogical Solutions. Now, how did you come up with that name? First of all, what's the definition for us listeners out there, or if you're viewing from Facebook, what's the definition of pedagogical?
Yes, sir. Pedagogical stems from the word pedagogy, which refers to the art and science of teaching, particularly as it relates to academics.
He just broke that down so well and articulate. I love it. So how did you come up with the name or apply that to your business?
Well, it's said that entrepreneurs help others solve problems for a profit.
Wait. Entrepreneurs
help others solve problems.
That's a key thing. Solving problems. There's a lot of problems out here. I don't even care if you're cake baking. You're solving a problem or helping that person with those sweets.
Absolutely.
Those baked goods.
Absolutely.
So again, an entrepreneur helping others to solve problems and
for a profit.
Hey, God said he can make multiple streams. And like I say, here's just one that we're going to talk about today. Can I just say PDL Solutions?
Absolutely.
All right, PDL Solutions. So now with that, how did you go ahead and come up with the business?
Sure.
First, tell us about your background.
Taught school for 11 years in the Detroit public school system. At the time, it was just DPS and not DPS-CD.
Great.
Was an administrator for 3 years, and then I decided to start a business back in 2006, in which we support educational communities and support parent groups in terms of providing parent workshops, support the teaching and learning process and providing professional learning for teachers, for educators, and also help support admin leadership. So we support the entire learning community.
Wow. Okay. Now, so with you having a background in teaching and being an educator yourself, loving, having a passion for children.
Yes.
So when did you decide to go into business? Leave. Again, that's a big thing for someone who's doing whatever they're doing in their job, but then they decide I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go into business for myself. How did that transition come about, or what brought it about?
If I can just give you just a little more background.
Sure.
I tutored at Wayne State University for Project 350. Also was invited to tutor at Woodward Academy by the legendary educator Dr. Clifford Watson, who's since joined the Ancestors. And he was one of the founders of the 3 African-centered academies for the Detroit public school system. Okay. So after that volunteer tutoring opportunity, he invited me to teach that fall. And that turned into me pursuing a teaching certificate, teaching for 11 years, was an administrator for 3 years, and just decided I wanted to grow my wings and impact young people on a broader scale. So in 2006, I think I used to listen to Les Brown.
Les Brown, one of my favorites. I've met him a few times.
So I'm sure you're familiar with this quote, which is, sometimes in life, you got to leap and grow your wings on the way down. Well, DeAndre, I took that leap. I flapped my wings, and I hit the ground smack dab on my head.
Boom.
It was rough the first couple years.
And that's what we want to hear. We want to hear, again, we love the success part, but we want to hear some of the challenges, some of the obstacles Because again, a lot of people might get discouraged, but those are going to come. They make you
Absolutely.
stronger. Like you say, you coming down with your wings, all of a sudden you hit the ground.
Absolutely.
You could have said, "I quit. No, this is not for me,"
Absolutely.
but you kept going.
Absolutely.
Keep on going. I want to hear this after you got up back off the wings, kind of cracked and broke.
Well, I know you asked me to come in and share a few words about advice to aspiring entrepreneurs or those who
Yes.
want to start them. So if you don't mind, if I can start
Definitely.
there.
Keep going.
One of the biggest things that I give, one of the most sound pieces of advice and non-negotiables I encourage folks to do is to have a well thought out, well planned strategy before you decide to step out on faith. If you do not have that, then you're setting yourself and your family up for financial suicide. So one of the things, if you can get these 4 things down, I strongly encourage you to do is to do your homework first.
Homework.
Research your industry. Who are some of the giants in selling that product and or service? What makes them a giant? Find out what it was and what their story was to help them ascend. Secondly, figure out what your USP or unique selling proposition is for your product or service. What is it that will set you apart from that product or service that's already out there? Thirdly, non-negotiable, before you decide to make that leap, save at least 6 to 9 months such that you can be able to pay your bills. Those hard times will come, as you talked about it. So to leap out there and not have that 6 to 9 months savings, you're putting yourself in a precarious position. And finally, one of our biggest mistakes, again, I appreciate this opportunity because what I'd like to give you today is to help shorten your learning curve and help you all learn from some mistakes and missteps that we had such that you can be greater and more successful than us. The final thing in terms of a non-negotiable before you decide to take that leap of faith is to build your clientele or customer base to the point that it's able to sustain you. So what I often give folks advice on is to, if it's feasible, go ahead and run your business part-time while you still have a full-time job until you get it to the point where it can sustain you and or your family.
Wow. Like I said, that was a lot of great information. Great information. So again, I hope that you're taking notes, and if you have any questions, that you can email me or at the Biz Talk with DeAndre Facebook page, send me some questions. Again, these are a lot of great information that has been given here, but you might have a question regarding something that he said or something that you've heard in the past. So again, it's biztalkdeandre@gmail.com. Or on the Facebook page, it's simply Biz Talk with DeAndre. And again, he got some great questions. But something that you said, I want you to kind of expound on in regards to before you kind of take that leap out on faith, that you have a savings. Because again, you still got bills coming in. And one of the other key things you said is having a clientele that you've established.
Absolutely.
Because I've noticed that some people will step out on faith and open up a business, and it's a brick and mortar, and there's nobody coming through the doors.
Absolutely.
And nobody knows you're there.
Absolutely.
But you might have a great product.
Absolutely.
A great service.
Absolutely.
But nobody knows, and you've been all excited about this business that you're going to start, and all of a sudden now, DTE, lights, gas, still got to get paid.
Absolutely.
That you're more than likely leasing that building, so you got to pay them. And I've seen some people that have the brick and mortar, they've did a great build out, and all of a sudden, they're paying all these bills before they can take anything home. And it could be zero sometimes.
Absolutely.
But those bills still got to be paid.
Absolutely.
So can you kind of expound on things that they could do to kind of avoid that?
Well, the biggest thing is simply not to be coy about it, but to ensure that you have that cushion, because you don't know if something's going to break, or you don't know if you're going to have that lag.
Right.
But to have that access to that cash or savings or something that's going to help you give you that parachute, because those times will come.
They're going to come.
And when they come, the last thing you want to do is to have to try to dip into your business or to try to rob Peter to pay Paul to make sure you're able to take care of it.
Or get a second job, third job,
Exactly.
and then try to still run the business.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, wait, they kind of did that backwards.
Exactly.
There's nobody coming in. And that's so key to build you a clientele first. Again, there are people that like, what you have. You make sure that you go ahead. You got an email list that you can send them out some advertising, some marketing, have a grand opening. And again, to get people ramped up in there, give some deals, some specials, take some 10% off, 50, 20% off, something to keep them going. But you've already established a good chunk of clients, and now you're just trying to get more. So now when you open up your doors, you got people coming in there. Because so many times I've gone in the store and I'm looking like, man, I might come back another time and 0 people. They're just sitting there. And next thing you know, they close.
D, if you don't mind, might I give a few more points?
Sure.
Again, just want to move along because I had a lot of meat for you all today. I think one of the second things that you want to operate your business by is living by or being known by the principle of excellence. Some folks
say that again.
Be known by the principle of excellence.
Yes. Yeah.
I happen to belong to a fitness club, and this particular fitness club is poor in maintenance and upkeep of the machines. In today's lean economy, people make decisions with their dollars. There are several others. We don't want to give them name and publicity without paying us, but there's several other fitness clubs that are out there. So as opposed to remaining that loyal customer, because there are other options for folks to have, you want to have such an excellent level of service or product that when people think about purchasing, the only question is, how can we purchase from you?
Yeah. And that's so good right there. Even this morning, I listened to talk radio. And they were talking about something similar. And they brought up a restaurant that's well known. Again, don't want to put it out there. But how the quality has went down. The service has went down. And so I kind of thought I knew what it was.
Yes.
And I talked to the person on the phone. And sure enough, it was that business. And I had heard a few other times before, recently, the same thing. The quality has gone down. So again, you don't want to be that person.
No. One of the other principles that's helped us, you might want to get this down, especially when you're starting out. If you're an entrepreneur and you're not going into a franchise, initially, sometimes you have to give away for free in order to gain loyalty. Give away for free in order to gain loyalty. You go into some of the big box stores, some of the grocery stores, every few aisles are strategically located throughout the store are places where they're doing what? They're giving away free samples of a product in order to gain your trust, in order to fulfill a need for you. Even with us personally, initially, one of the things we did was we gave away a comprehensive school review for free. And 9 times out of 10, I have a couple of specific cases in which that free whole school evaluation turned into some paid gigs, which morphed into a contract the next few years. So sometimes you have to give it away free in order to gain that customer loyalty.
Wow. And again, that's consistent
Absolutely.
with all the interview that I've done here.
Yes.
They've all said you got to give away something free.
Yes.
So again, you give out something, you get a lot in return, and you just said that.
Absolutely.
Wow. Hit us. You hitting us hard. Hit us hard.
One that you probably are quite familiar with, but it's worked wonders for us. Under promise and over deliver. I purchased a bike last week.
Okay.
And they told us that it would be ready for us on Wednesday. Got a text yesterday that it was ready. So again, it's a simple premise, but making sure whatever you maintain and say that you will do for your customer, you promise them small, but then give them more than what they're expecting, and it will work wonders in gaining customer loyalty.
Yeah, getting more bang for your buck.
Absolutely.
And so many of us are looking for more bang for our buck. So that's another good one. Come on, it's like bike. Come on, hit me with some more. Hit me.
I appreciate it. This is one of the ones that we work really diligently with, and I think that some businesses really struggle with it. And that is strive to be the person that people want to do business with. Needed some collision work done to my wife's vehicle, and went around to a shop, found a place on Google. Okay. And long story short, the guy asked me to come down. We came down. He inspected the vehicle. He asked me to come down a second day so his boss can inspect the vehicle. They asked me to come down the third day so that they can finalize everything. So I get there, and he wasn't there. His employee got him on the phone. He said, "Oh, well, sir, if you come back, I'll be." I said, "You know what? Thank you, but no thank you."
Wow.
So I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but some businesses you deal with act as if they're doing you a favor by taking your money. So again, the bottom line is everything should be customer centered and customer focused, and you be that person that people love to do business with.
That is, we talked about that probably every show, but customer service is so important, so vital, and it's like we're getting less and less away from that. So if that is the case, for those who are listening, you want to stand out in front above all of them.
Absolutely.
If service is going backward, you want to be the best service. So again, those dollars start coming to you. So again, that's a key one here. And me personally, I love networking and going at entrepreneurs and businesses. So I'm always going. But if I get poor service, I can either tell others and it'll spread.
Absolutely.
And I always try to email or talk to the management or the owner that it can help them to do better.
Exactly.
Again, they always say if you know better, you'll do better. So I try to stick to that and help them out with their business. Now, if they choose not to do that, that's on them, and they'll see their dollars fall.
So along the same principle, I call it the KLT idea, KLT. That is, people do business with those they know, like and trust. Someone walked into your porch today that you've never seen before, never heard of their product. What's the likelihood that you would purchase that product from them on that day? Sight unseen, or for the first time. So again, understand the principle that if you're that person who's affable, who's polite, who's courteous, who handles your business, it's a greater chance that people want to continue to do business with you in the future.
I can definitely attest to it because I've gone into some businesses where, they'll continue the small conversation over here, or they just plain ignore you. And so my business is out the door.
Absolutely.
I'm like, wait, I walk around to purposely try to get their attention, but they continue on. And a lot of times what I've noticed too, again, it's not the owner of that business, it's their employee.
Absolutely.
And if you have not trained that employee, if they don't have the personality or whatever, it shouldn't have been hired.
Absolutely.
I talked to a young man, he has a business. And he was saying how his son was asking why you never have me on the cash register. And this is family. So he's like, well, first of all, the way you're looking with your pants down and the way you talk to people, I don't want you scaring my customers out of here.
Wow.
Now this is a father to his son, but that's important.
Absolutely.
Because again, that person they could be the salesperson. They could be at that cash register. They represent you.
Absolutely.
They represent that business.
Yes.
So that was very important what you said.
And along those same lines, so you talk about businesses and walk into business, you got to have a welcoming and inviting atmosphere when folks walk in. Just as you said, folks can't have side conversations or act as if the customer is second or third in concern.
Yeah, and you're giving your money.
Absolutely.
For you to stay in business, for you to get paid as an employee.
Absolutely.
And this is the treatment that you get?
Absolutely.
No, I take my dollars elsewhere.
Absolutely.
So again, these are some good key points that you can take heed to be that successful business person, that successful entrepreneur out there. So again, your business continues to grow and you can employ other people, especially the young people, where you can teach them that customer service, where it not only applies there, but as they go on in life,
absolutely,
they now have that positive, that especially that energy.
Yes.
You know, when you said welcoming, that positive energy. Yeah, you can go in some places and that negative energy is there, and it's like, nah, this is not me.
Absolutely.
I'm out the door.
Absolutely.
So again, these are some important takeaways here today with none other than Mr. Jelani Jabari. So I wanted you to hit.
Sure. Having a degree of professionalism is huge. How many businesses have you gone into and you just did not have that professional feel or professional appeal? Not break professionalism down into three categories: professional approach, professional appearance, and professional performance. So when we talk about professional approach, what is that business's philosophy as it relates to the product or service that they're selling? had a conversation with someone who works for an HVAC company.
Okay.
And he told me off the record, they're pushed to generate volume of customer, and they're pushed to upsell their customer or get them to pay for things that they really didn't need.
Right.
Which is obviously a horrible customer service model. Versus the one that is client oriented and based on customer satisfaction. Secondly, appearance. How many businesses have you either driven to the parking lot or drove by or looked at the product and you just kept going and made a different decision because it did not have the professional appeal?
Appearance is so important.
Huge.
As well. That's just like I relate it to food. Like my wife, she's very particular about food. If it looks a certain way, doesn't want it. It's the same thing with a business. It has to be appealing.
Yes.
It has to look good to the eye. I spoke on here a couple weeks ago as far as like even signage or signs.
Yes.
If you don't have all the money, there's dollar stores, Dollar Tree, where you can go get stencils, where you can get poster board and still be nice and neat.
Yes.
Not just a magic marker.
right.
You don't have good penmanship.
That's right.
I mean, that turns me off.
Absolutely.
So again, I agree with you there. But even in your appearance, and if it's not a uniform where everybody's uniform and they're in a uniform,
Yes.
you simply dress nice.
Yes.
It's simple, but so many people don't adhere to it.
That's right.
So
A related point is being client-centered, making sure that what you do, you're very responsive to your clients. We're very responsive. Respond to our emails, messages from our customers in a very timely manner. How many times have you contacted customer relations in an entity, or you reached out to a business and they were not responsive? But I think that's a huge thing. That speaks volumes when you're not responsive in a timely manner. Just moving through, seek a mentor who's willing to shorten your learning curve. I can't tell you enough about how many folks there are out there who are willing to help. So even if they don't have the time to mentor you, treat them to lunch and pick their brain for a few of their ideas about some pitfalls to avoid, or maybe some pointers to give you to help you be successful. They perhaps may not give you the whole kit and caboodle, but most folks are willing to help.
And that's funny you just mentioned that. Just on my Facebook page today, somebody had mentioned about why don't you just, in general there, take someone out to lunch that they have the same business, or they're a mentor to other folks, and you just want to pick their brain. Take them to lunch, feed them, pay for the lunch, and get that knowledge. That again, that's way more than that lunch.
Absolutely.
And you just said it again. So again, confirmation.
Absolutely. If you have a good product or service that you're providing, I like to say that growing pains lead to growing gains. Growing pains lead to growing gains. A lot of folk say, Dr. Jabari, I like what you're doing. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to hang my shingle out, without fully understanding that it's a process. Most things won't happen overnight, especially if you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur and you're not going into a franchise. You have to build, and that's going to take time.
Yeah.
So you have to go into it with the understanding that there may be days, weeks, or months where you're just barely breaking even. I can't tell you enough about how many clients, and I wasn't always this way. Initially, there are folks who I thought were friends of mine and would not give me 1 ounce of business. However, sometimes it may be a year later. I've seen it where it's 3 years later. They had a brochure. They came across your website. You put a post out there on social media, and those folks brought us in to serve them and provide services for them, and they've been our best customers.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what I've learned to embrace is the idea that no doesn't mean not ever, just not yet.
That's it. No does not mean no. It could mean not now, but not never. Again, you had business come back
That's right.
months, years later.
That's right.
Now they're loyal customers.
Absolutely.
So it's a whole lot of great takeaways. Great takeaways. What you got?
The last major I have in terms of suggestions or advice is to show your folks that you care about them. Initially, especially the fact that was my initial source of income once I became a business owner and ran a business full time. Someone would call, I receive an email about a potential professional development opportunity or meeting, and I would jump at the money. And I was solid. You know, as they say on the street, I was thirsty. Not understanding that when you show folks that you're on their team, when you show folks that their interests come first, when you show folks that you care about them, you're gonna make tons of money on the other end. But you have to show that you care about them, their concerns, their needs first. Those kind of things should take precedent.
Wow. And again, another good one, because even if you look at it from a personal standpoint, when you go somewhere, you like to be cared for.
Absolutely.
You like for someone to take heed to what you want, your needs, and how they make you feel.
Absolutely.
And the same thing with a business.
Absolutely.
You want to take care of this person. You want to treat them good.
Absolutely.
So again, if I'm treated good somewhere, I'm coming back.
Yes.
Just like I posted something, or I even said it here on the show, a young lady, Frances Walker. She had a special going on with her massage. And I went there, I think after, it was one Thursday. I went there to get a massage, melted all the stress away,
Wow.
felt good. It was like, what was that, a grilled salmon dinner afterwards. And then I sent my daughter that Saturday.
Wow.
My daughter, oh, Dad, I feel really good. You know, she took care of me. She gave me some little extra things
Yes.
here. She did me a flawless facial.
Yes.
And again, she takes care of her customers.
You know what that reminds me of? One of my mentors used to always say, if you get the buzz, you'll get the biz.
Ah.
If you get the buzz, you'll get the biz. Good work gets you more work. So when you understand and exercise those basic principles, become client-centered, answer that with and question, because most people are self-interested first, right? They want to know what's in it
for me. That's it.
And when you're able to do that consistently, things will turn around eventually. If you have a good product or service, they may be slow initially. You may not get the phone calls. You may not get the foot traffic initially. But if you continue it, master those basic principles of marketing, good things are going to come.
And again, when I heard you say that, and something else that each of the persons I've interviewed, it sounds like consistency. Keep doing it over and over again. You might not get that traction then, but it's all about consistency. Then you finally get traction. Then you start getting momentum. And once you get momentum, you're going then. You know, you got the momentum. You're feeling good. That positive energy is coming out. You got customers coming in. Your money flow is increasing. So again, it's all a win-win situation.
But I think you alluded to earlier when you talked about the one restaurant that used to do good work, and you heard was kind of falling off.
Yep.
And I'm sure the customers have responded accordingly as well. But you're absolutely right. So when you have excellence as being the norm, then folks are going to talk, and they're going to share with each other,
Right.
and you will get some positive results.
Wow. So again, you've heard it here from Dr. Jelani Jabari. And with PDL Solutions, he's a consultant there, he's the president there, and he's given us a lot of information as far as our businesses. There's a lot of key points that you brought out. Now, I just got a few minutes, just want you to kind of share about your business. And for those who are educators out there, what about for those who are parents who looking for their children to, do better in reading or better in math? I mean, can you handle that?
Sure. We support all aspects of educational learning communities, be it school parent groups, school administrators. It's funny, DeAndre, I was thinking about Amazon and the Amazon Marketplace. You can find pretty much everything on Amazon that you used to be able to find in any brick and mortar store.
Right.
So I Googled on Amazon parent manual. Only had a couple of results.
Oh, okay.
So as you know, being a parent in today's society with this IGN is beyond a difficult task. There is no manual that teaches us how to deal with situation A, B, and C with your children. So we come in and we support yours truly, father of 4 children, had some great successes,
Right.
and had some times when I asked myself, why did I have another child? So we come in with our stories. We make it engaging. We involve the parents. We involve teachers when we're before them. But it's not just a sit and get. We make it engaging, and we craft our support around the unique needs of every educational community.
Like I said, that's another important one. So it's just not a cookie cutter
Not a
thing
cookie
here.
cutter, absolutely.
Each individual child gets some individual help, and you put it around them.
Absolutely.
Wow. So how can they get in contact with you? For those educators, do you do keynotes as well?
Hey, absolutely. We give keynote speeches, and you can get in contact us at www.P as in Paul, D as in David, L as in Larry, solutionswithanS.com. You can give us a call at 313-806-0046 or Twitter at PDL Solutions.
Wow. So you got a number? Or you said it?
I did. I said
okay.
it.
I was looking at this here. Yeah, we just got a few more minutes just ticking away. But I've enjoyed the conversation here. I've even picked up some good takeaways from you from my own business.
Appreciate that.
But it's so important to, with this day and age, with the economy the way it is, to use your God-given gift. Even if it's not a storefront or anything like that, but if you got a gift, it's not even a case of if. God has given you a gift.
Right.
He's given you talents.
That's
it's
right.
just up to you to put it out there in the marketplace. So again, that gift that he has already given you, it'll make room for you. It'll come with added income, finances.
And to your point, I suggest that folks chase passion, not profit. Chase passion,
that's key.
not profit. As we often talk about, what is it that you would get up and go to work 7 days a week, even if you weren't getting a dime to do it? So whatever that passion is for you, the profit will come in the end.
Right.
Figure out how to make a way to make a living from it. But it has to be something that you're passionate about, or you're going to have some other issues that you're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely true. Again, a lot of people out there and, chasing the dollar, chasing the money, and all of a sudden get bored or I don't like this anymore.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
But it's so many of us with talents and gifts, maybe you got the gift of gab. You can get on here with a podcast and you can monetize it or something. But there's so many different things out there and so many businesses that we're waiting on.
I mean, and to your point, I had to figure it out. And I read something recently, and it talked about the fact that sometimes we don't even know what our gifts are. Mm-hmm. What is it that you do that others struggle with?
Yeah.
What do you do
Comes
that
easy to you.
comes natural? Absolutely.
So you got a gift. You got a talent. God has already put it there. So now it's up to you to just bring it out, give it away a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Do some research on it and put it in the marketplace. Then I can have you here on Biz Talk with DeAndre. If I can interview you, you can share with the world the challenges that you had. Some of those obstacles that you went around or you went over or you went under. And then you can definitely share your successes. Because so many of us out here, again, with me, I went into T-shirts at one time and was printing, did pretty good, but then got the regular job and it started taking those hours away. So now I got to refocus.
And if I can just add just very quickly, I think the issue that we talked about earlier in terms of making sure excellence is a norm, chances are whatever that product or service you would offer, there's someone else down the block, around the world, around the country, some other place in the state or city that offers that same product.
Definitely.
If excellence is not the norm, then folks are going to make decisions with their dollars and who they choose to support. And just to be brutally honest, as an African-American owned business, sometimes you are critiqued in different ways and harsher than others. So excellence has to be the norm. And if you want to be successful, you cannot accept mediocrity. Or if you do, you do it at the peril of the success of your business.
Wow. And on that note, excellence. Remember we talked about redundancy.
Yes.
So again, you want excellence, especially those who are kingdom building, but yet still you're down here doing mediocre stuff.
That's right.
No, kingdom, you want to be excellent. Do everything in excellence. And so for you existing business owners out there, excellence, strive for excellence. Make sure that you have a manual for your employees and that you have gone through training with your employees, that you want excellence. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But I want to thank Mr. Dr. Jelani Jabari of PDL Solutions for coming on and sharing so many nuggets, so many insights and takeaways with you. And like I say, even me as well. I've taken some of those. So I'd like to wish everybody out there a happy 4th of July. Be safe. May God continue to bless you and your family. Take care. Take charge. Love you. See you next week on Biz Talk with DeAndre. Take care.
Hey, this is DeAndre Ford, and you're listening to Worship Radio International.